Hello friends, and welcome to Yoga with Wade. Today's class will start off with a gentle practice, finding our feet parallel at the top of our mat, finding our strong mountain pose as we stand with our hips above our heels, our shoulders pulling down and away from the earlobes, our hands pressed together at our hearts and lifting up through the top of the head, feeling the side body engaged in our mountain pose. Feeling the whole body balance as we inhale to reach up, filling ourselves with air and exhaling into the first forward fold. Good inhale, looking up. Each inhale finds a rising motion, and each exhale folds forwards a little bit deeper. We can step back into our plank pose. Finding our mountain pose in our plank pose, keeping the hands pulling in and toes trying to squeeze the mat between your hands and feet. Let's lower down very slowly, very mindfully, keeping the back very flat. Yes, let's hold at the bottom of the chaturanga. Taking an extra breath here, pretending this is a resting pose, because it very well could be. Inhale, coming up into our cobra. And pushing back into our first downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet. And stepping or jumping forwards. Inhaling to look up into our monkey pose, pulling those shoulders onto the back, pulling the heart forward. And bowing down into the forward fold. Inhaling to grow tall, growing just a little bit taller than you've been yet today. And then bringing our hands to our heart. In front of our mat, we'll find our weight on the left foot as we slowly bring the right foot off of the mat in our standing balance. Bring the heel to the inside of the thigh, testing our stability in our tree pose, perhaps growing our branches, bringing our heart open, bringing the knee out and behind us as much as we can, pushing the heel into the thigh. Bring our hands back to our heart. Slowly bring our right foot down into our mountain pose. Finding our engaged mountain pose. And then slowly lifting the opposite foot into our tree pose. Heel to the inner side of the leg. Keeping those legs engaged and strong to keep us balanced. Finding our stability, it helps to find a solid point on the wall in front of you to focus on. And growing tall, perhaps adding a gentle back bend. Let's bring our hands back to our heart. Lift the knee. Step our feet together to the top of our mat. We're going to step the right foot back into a warrior two. Bringing the knee just above the heel. Expanding the full wingspan with our gaze just over the middle fingers. Squeezing our feet together isometrically, putting the weight on the outside of that back foot. Flipping the front palm. Finding the reverse warrior, opening up the side body. Feeling the shoulders strong here and maintaining that action as we find our side angle pose. Here we're trying to keep a straight line between the back heel and the top hand. So you don't want to go too much up into a triangle and you don't want to go too far forwards that you can't open the heart. You bring the hand down to the inside of the leg. Or perhaps take the bind And breathe into that right kidney. Bring our hand down to the inside of the foot. Finding the back knee down on the mat into a lizard lunge on our forearms. Swaying some weight into those hips. And we'll come back onto our hands. Flipping the toe, stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Finding our plank pose. Taking an extra chaturanga here. Lowering down. Holding just an inch above the mat. And just noticing how this feels and how it feels to breathe here. And then pulling our heart forwards. Finding cobra. Perhaps lifting our legs and upper body entirely off the mat into an up dog. And then pushing our tailbone behind us into down dog. Pedaling up the feet. And we're going to step the left foot forwards into our warrior two. Opposite foot. Flipping the palm, reversing the warrior. Feeling the shoulders strong and maintaining that. As we find our side angle pose on this side. Putting the hands to the inside of the foot, spinning the toe forward. As we find the lizard lunge, putting a little weight into that heel and the toe behind you. Feeling the hips melt. Coming back onto our hand. Finding our plank pose and lowering down again. This time all the way down to our forearms. Finding a forearm plank. And holding here. Squeezing the hands together, sticking with it. Feeling how this feels in your body. We can tippy-toe our toes forward into a dolphin. Trying to stack the hips just above the shoulders. And then tippy-toe the feet back into our forearm plank. Coming up into our down dog. Walking forwards. And giving the shoulders a rest. You can hook our toes with our fingers and thumbs. And bow a little bit deeper. Maybe you can place your palms up and step on them, trying to pull your hands out from your feet. Feeling the toes open up the wrist. Getting those toes all the way on the crease of the wrist and pushing down through the toes. Bending the elbows as you engage the biceps into the arms. And releasing the feet, rising tall. There's a few different ways that you can get into crow pose. It's good to find a way that's comfortable for you. The most important thing that I find is you want to find where your weight can be balanced beneath your chest with as much weight teeter-tottering forwards as you have behind you. there's a little bit of a lever. If I go a little too far forward, it's going to put a little bit too much pressure on my wrist, and I might fall forwards. If I go a little too far back, it's going to take a lot of core to keep my balance over me. It's good to find that even teeter-totter before attempting to lift up into a side crow. For our cool down this evening, let's begin by cradling our hips into our hands. You can hold the baby cradle with the arms on each side of the leg, or you can hook the arms over the leg, or you can just grab the foot, whatever's comfortable. It always feels good to me to bring the toe to just above the ear. After the baby cradle, we'll place the right heel outside the left hip and find our cow face pose. Hugging the knee into the chest, lifting up through the top of the head, and growing our arms tall, keeping the right hand behind the head and the left hand behind the back. Seeing if you can grab the fingers together, and when you do, looking up, pushing the back of the head into the elbow and the forearm as you lift the chest. And keep your weight evenly on both feet. You can release and find a twist here, walking the arms around to the right side. Maybe bring the elbow to the bottom of the foot, or across the knee. And we can flip our feet and try for the other side. Baby cradling the foot, whichever variation is the most comfortable. Finding the twist on each side. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together, opening the feet like a book. Finding our butterfly pose. And finding an easy seated pose. And that's our practice for this evening. The light and love in me honors the light and love in each of you. Namaste.